Hey there, and welcome. Today, let's talk about happiness, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. We're going to forget this idea that it's some huge, far off destination. Instead, we're going to dive into how real, lasting well being is actually built one small, intentional choice at a time.
So, does this look familiar? You know that feeling like you're constantly running on a treadmill, always chasing the next thing, the next big goal, the next moment you think you'll finally be able to breathe? It's this relentless rhythm of modern life, isn't it? And that right there, that sets up what we can call the modern happiness trap. We get caught telling ourselves we'll finally be happy when I get that promotion or when things are more stable. But here's the thing. Scientific evidence today points to a totally different and honestly, a much more accessible path. And that path, it's all about making a fundamental shift in our focus. It means we stop looking for happiness in those rare, extraordinary moments and start finding it in the small, constant actions that actually make up our daily lives. Okay, check this out because this slide really frames it perfectly. We're all conditioned to celebrate the big wins, right? The promotion, the major life change, the huge milestone. But those moments, they're rare. The real foundation of our lives, where our well-being is actually built, is in the day-to-day stuff. A kind word, a quick mindful break, or just a simple moment of being truly present. So, and this is the crucial part, these small actions are not trivial. They have a huge impact on two key levels. First, they help us build sustainable habits, things that are so woven into our everyday lives that they're easy to keep up. And second, they directly influence the quality of our energy. Our physical get up and go, our mental clarity, our emotional balance, and even our sense of purpose. And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. It's actually backed by science. So let's get into this psychological reason why this works so incredibly well. It's called the progress principle. And what it means is that one of the biggest drivers for our motivation and well-being isn't some huge win. It's just the feeling that we're making progress. The key word here is perceiving. Just feeling like you're moving forward, even in tiny little steps, directly feeds our sense of well-being. You don't have to reach the finish line to feel good. You just need to feel like you're on the move. And this right here, it's the perfect, simple example. Just having a present, kind conversation with someone, that's progress. It's a small win in your day that makes a connection and creates positive energy. It's these moments, the ones that seem so minor, that really fuel us when we take a second to actually notice them. So, how can we apply this in a more structured way? Well, this whole approach connects directly to 4 key pillars, which can give us a framework for our daily practice. First up, we've got positive chemistry. All this means is intentionally celebrating your small wins. When you consciously take a moment to acknowledge a small step forward, you literally create a positive feedback loop in your brain that keeps you motivated and makes you want to keep going. Next is discipline. Now, wait, don't let that word scare you. We're not talking about forcing yourself to do hard things. Think of it more as the gentle power of creating continuity. It's just the simple, sustainable repetition of good things, like taking one single mindful break in a crazy busy day. It's all about consistency, not intensity. The third pillar is being. One of the biggest reasons we undervalue all these small steps is that we're just not present for them. We do so much, but we register so little. This pillar is all about pausing to simply recognize what you've done. That small act alone can nourish your mental energy and give you a real sense of satisfaction. And finally, the pillar of us. And this one's so important. It's a reminder that well-being is not a solo mission. So many of our small, happy moments come from connecting with other people. A simple act of kindness, sharing a laugh, these are the real building blocks of a happy life. Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But we all know it's not always that easy to put into practice. There are a couple of common mental hurdles we have to talk about, and the mindset we need to choose each day to get over them. First, something called realistic positivity. This isn't about pretending problems don't exist. Not at all. It's about actively choosing to look at things from a constructive angle. And second, consciously choosing freedom from comparison. Let's be real, constantly measuring yourself against others is one of the fastest ways to drain your energy. Making that intentional choice to just focus on your own path is a huge act of self-care. All right, so let's bring this all home. What is the ultimate takeaway here? What does all this really mean for us? It's this. True, lasting well-being isn't waiting for you in those rare mountaintop moments. It's built quietly and consistently in the patterns of your everyday life. Happiness isn't some prize you win. It's distributed across the simplest actions and the smallest choices we get to make every single day. And that leaves us with this powerful and really actionable thought. Small steps, repeated over time, lived with awareness. That's it. That's how you build a sense of well-being that doesn't depend on what's happening to you, but on how you choose to live day by day. So what small step will you choose to live with awareness today?